Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to have a swatch party, and a lot of you have been asking me questions about the new Chanel Camellia Highlighter. This is part of Le Blanc's 2022 makeup collection that just started to drop in different countries. And then also I had a lot of questions about the new Rouge Allure L'extrait lipsticks from Chanel. So these are the two products that I'm going to be swatching today and comparing to other similar products that you asked me in my previous videos. I have review of those two products, so in case you're interested, I have also comparison swatches and I have more shades from this lipstick. So in case you are interested, I'm going to have a link to those videos so that you can go ahead and check them out. But today, basically this is going to be replying to your questions. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here and you're wondering what's happening, be sure to subscribe and join the fun. We have the best beauty community here, and I love talking about luxury beauty. I would love to have you here. Be sure to leave me a comment as well. So starting with the star of this year's Le Blanc 2022 makeup collection, in my opinion, I actually purchased more products from the Le Blanc makeup collection. I'm waiting for them to arrive. I purchased the eyeshadow palette and then one new eyeliner that I saw on Chanel's website. So we are going to see that. And then I purchased one of the lipsticks and one of the illuminating highlighters for eyes. We are going to see how those are going to perform. But now let's go ahead and have a look at the highlighter. So when I did a review of the highlighter, I showed you comparison swatches. However, I completely skipped to show you a comparison swatch of the new Peche Cosmique blush. This was a blush that was released with the new Chanel La Comete makeup collection. I have the two blushes and I reviewed them. So this one is supposed to be a blush, but it's actually like a blush topper slash highlighter you're going to see now on my face. So first of all, I want to show you all of the products swatched on my arm. And that's why I'm going to switch the camera now and show you the products on my arm. And then I'm going to show you also how everything looks on my face. So most of you were interested to see how this new Camellia highlighter from Le Blanc 2022 makeup collection compares to the Peche Cosmique blush. This was supposed to be a blush, but I showed you how it looks on my face. It definitely looks like a highlighter, or I like to use this product as a blush topper. So I'm going to show you now on my fingers, just so that you can see. My fingers right now are facing the window, so you have good natural light, even though it's cloudy. So on my index finger is the new Camellia highlighter, and then on my middle finger we have the Peche Cosmique blush, which again, it performs like a highlighter. So you can definitely see that this one is not like your typical highlighter. This one doesn't have as much shine and as much sheen as the Camellia highlighter. And now I'm going to swatch them here. This is just one swatch, and my arm is not moisturized. Excuse the marks that I have. I was cooking and I burned my arm. I had some oil sprinkle on my arm. I was just not very careful. Okay, so you can see now here, this is the Camellia highlighter and this is Peche Cosmique. You can see that Peche Cosmique is almost invisible. I'm going to tilt myself so that you can see better now. Okay, so I don't have any additional lighting right now, just what's coming from the window, and I moved my positions in a way so that I don't block the light that's coming from the window, but you can definitely see that the Camellia highlighter, it is a highlighter, and then Peche Cosmique, it's very, very subtle. Let me see if I can actually zoom in a little bit more so that you can see the difference. So this one here is Peche Cosmique, and you can see that it's not very visible. I'm going to add a little bit more product so that you can see better. Okay, so here we go. Now we have a little bit more product and you can see the shine. Once again, excuse those marks that I have on my arm. They are going to stay for a while for sure. And now I have one studio light on so that you can see actually how the light hits the highlighters. You can see that Peche Cosmique is almost not visible. It's here. And then yesterday, one of you asked me to compare the Fluoresces highlighter to the Camellia highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead. I have clean fingers. Now I'm going to go ahead and dip my finger and swatch. I have clean fingers, so I'm just going to go ahead and swatch the two highlighters so that you can see. So on my index finger, we have the Camellia Highlighter, and on my middle finger, we have the Fluoresces Highlighter. So the Fluoresces Highlighter is in number 02. And this is how the highlighters look. As you can see, probably the Camellia Highlighters has some tiny shimmers in, whereas the Fluoresces Highlighter is probably has more impact. It definitely has more color. It definitely has more coverage. At least that's what we see on my fingers. And now let's go ahead and swatch them side by side. So I'm only going to swatch the Fluoresces Highlighter because we have the Camellia Highlighter here. Okay, so here we go. This is Fluoresces and this is the Camellia Highlighter by Chanel. As you can see, the Fluoresces Highlighter definitely has a lot more color. If you apply it on the eyelids, it's going to be more visible, whereas the Camellia Highlighter is more subtle. It's very transparent, I would say. It's very sheer. Both are beautiful. I'm going to apply them on my face so that you can see side by side how they look on my face as well. And now I'm going to switch on, the light, just because I want you to be able to see also how my studio light is going to hit the two highlighters. So this is how it looks with lights. And I'm really sorry that I don't have sunshine right now, but by the time I get some sunshine, it may be too late because the Camellia Highlighter is very limited. And I suppose that it's going to sell out quite fast, but I think that you get the idea how the colors look. So as you already saw from the swatches, this one almost doesn't show up on my arm because it's very close to my skin tone. It's very subtle. I like to use it like a blush topper and I really like this product. However, I think that it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're going to see now how it looks on my face. I only have a little bit of foundation here and there just to even out my skin tone, and then I'm going to be applying the highlighters now. So I'm going to be using a couple of new brushes, and for these brushes I want to say a huge thank you to you guys because these brushes were sent to me from Refra, and over the years so many of you have been recommending Refra brushes. I'm so happy that finally I'm able to test them. I started to use Refra brushes a couple of days ago and I have a lot to show you. I'm going to show you in a different video the different brushes, my favorites. This I think are two of my favorites because they are like a multi-purpose brushes. So just to tell you what I'm using, I'm going to be using number 18 here and number 19 here. I love these brushes to apply powder because they are like super precise when I want to apply powder. And then I'm also going to be using them to apply the highlighters now because they are very comfortable for applying highlighter. So multi-purpose, I think that these are my favorites. Really love this kind of brushes. So starting with the Camellia Highlighter. So the Camellia Highlighter is very subtle. If I had to choose between the Camellia Highlighter and the Peche Cosmique, I would definitely go for the Camellia Highlighter. It's so beautiful. Okay, so this is how the Camellia Highlighter looks. As you can see, it is completely natural on the skin. It doesn't add any color to my skin. I absolutely adore this highlighter. And I can build it up. I'm going to build it up a little bit later. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to be using a different brush and dip this one here. Now we are using the Peche Cosmique and I'm going to be using it right here. The Peche Cosmique is a little bit more powdery, that's why I'm closing my eyes because I have very sensitive eyes and in case any powder gets into my eyes, I'm going to have huge problems, so that's why. Okay, so you can see here. So there we have it, the Camellia Highlighter. And here is Peche Cosmique. Now I would say that actually, if you already have Peche Cosmique, you can skip the Camellia Highlighter because on my face they look, they actually look quite similar. So in case you don't want to purchase the two of them, like if I only had to pick one, I would definitely go for the Camellia Highlighter because it's a classic highlighter. Okay, and yesterday one of you asked to see a comparison of the Camellia highlighter versus the Fluoresces highlighter that I have in 02, and I just cleaned my face. We don't have anything now, I patted a little bit of foundation again so that we have a clean canvas, and now I'm going to apply the Fluoresces highlighter here. So that's Fluoresces. And this is Camellia. The Camellia highlighter is definitely more transparent, whereas the Fluoresces, as I tilt my hat, it does have a little bit of color. It still looks quite natural, but does have a little bit of color, whereas the Camellia highlighter, it just looks like it completely transparent. So without doubt, the Camellia highlighter is my favorite highlighter, I think, of all time. It just matches my skin tone so well. So once again, Fluoresces, and then Camellia by Chanel. And now we're moving on to the new Rouge Allure L'extrait lipsticks from Chanel. These are the new refillable lipsticks from Chanel. A lot of you have been asking me to compare this one to the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks from Chanel. So let's go ahead and swatch them, and then I'm going to compare also some other lipsticks that I have that might be similar and you might be interested in. I have a lot of colors from the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks from Chanel, and I'm going to have a link to a video where I show you all of the colors that I have. I show you swatches in natural light in case you're interested in this formulation. I like the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks because they have high shine finish and the color is very intense. These ones, they are not as shiny on my lips. These feel a lot more shiny, a lot more, not a lot, I'm exaggerating here. So they feel more shiny and more emollient compared to this lipstick. So the new Rouge Allure L'extrait are somewhere in the middle between, I don't know, somewhere in the middle between Rouge Coco Bloom and the classic Rouge Allure lipstick from Chanel. So the new Rouge Allure L'extrait are more moisturizing compared to the classic Rouge Allure lipstick from Chanel, but they are not as moisturizing and not as emollient as the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks. Now let's go ahead and swatch. Okay guys, so you can probably see the difference here. This is the new Rouge Allure L'extrait, and this one is in number. Let me just go ahead and see the number that I'm swatching for you actually. I suppose that this was one. So this is 812, and then this swatch is Rouge Coco Bloom. So you can see that Rouge Coco Bloom definitely looks more wet. It looks more shiny on the lips, and the Rouge Coco Bloom is in number 116 Dream. So let's go ahead and take a closer look now. I do have a couple of soft boxes, a couple of studio lights, because it is so dark outside that you're not going to be able to see anything. But I made some tests and you're seeing quite accurately the colors. So as I tilt my arm, you can probably see that Rouge Coco Bloom has more like a wet finish. It definitely has a lot more shine. It is a lot more emollient compared to the new Rouge Allure L'extrait. And these were more nude colors and they are a lot more subtle. Now I want to swatch two colors that are more statement, that are going to be darker, just so that you can see the difference. Now we have 818 from Rouge Allure L'extrait, and then this one is 126 from Rouge Coco Bloom. You can see that Rouge Coco Bloom definitely catches the light a lot more, and it has more wet finish. It is more shiny. And now just for comparison, I'm going to swatch also one classic Rouge Allure lipstick from Chanel. I have the number 98 Coromandel. This is my favorite red color. So let's go ahead and swatch this, just so that you can see how it compares in terms of shine. This is the classic Rouge Allure lipstick from Chanel. It's definitely more matte compared to the new Rouge Allure L'extrait, and then Rouge Coco Bloom are really like, they have almost like wet finish and they are a lot more emollient. Now I would like to swatch also one other formulation from Chanel, and this is Rouge Coco. So Rouge Coco is more shiny and more moisturizing compared to the classic Rouge Allure lipstick, but let's go ahead and see how it's going to compare, because I think that it's going to be Rouge Coco actually are going to be quite similar to the new Rouge Allure L'extrait. The color that I just swatched from Rouge Coco is 454 Jaune. And you can see the color here. So I would say that it is just as moisturizing as the new Rouge Allure L'extrait, but at the same time it is more sheer compared to the Rouge Allure L'extrait lipsticks. So this one has less color. And if you want to have full coverage on the lips, you have to swipe a few times on the lips to have full coverage. So these are more sheer compared to the Rouge Allure L'extrait. Then Rouge Coco Bloom has really high shine, intense finish and intense color. Rouge Allure L'extrait are somewhere in the middle. So you can see that we have different textures here. It all depends on what you like and what you prefer for yourself. I like all of them, to be honest. And then just because this is a swatch party, let's go ahead and swatch also one of the Rouge Allure Lac lipsticks. And this one is 64. So let's go ahead and just swatch it here. You can build up the color. So you can see that this is actually lacquer lipstick, a liquid lipstick, which is like a lacquer. Then I want to go ahead and show you one lipstick from Shantae. The lipsticks, again, they have 2 grams of product, just the same amount of product as the new Rouge Allure L'extrait lipsticks from Chanel. So basically they are the same in terms of quantity. I just want to swatch it right here so that you can see. And the Shantikai lipstick that I'm swatching is in Wisteria, which is my favorite lipstick from Shantikai. And you can see that it is the most sheer lipstick of all. So it definitely feels more like a lip balm. You don't get that much color. However, Shantae is not very consistent with the formulation of the lipsticks. So I have one lipstick that is just as pigmented as the Rouge Coco Bloom. So just to keep that in mind. But most Shantae lipsticks have a very sheer coverage, are very sheer in terms of formulation, so they are almost like lip balms. I love the formulation of the lipsticks of Shantae. And then I also want to swatch one very favorite lipstick formulation for me, and this is the YSL. I don't know if not many people talk about the YSL lipsticks, but I think that they are absolutely stunning. And this one is Rouge Pour Couture, and it's number 70. This is one of my favorite nude colors. I just want to swatch it right here. So in terms of formulation, it's definitely as shiny as the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks, but it's not as emollient. It is almost as shiny as the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks, but not as emollient, not as wet looking on the lips. So this is just the difference. Okay, so I just want to give you one last look at the lipsticks, and this here is Rouge Allure L'extrait, and again this here, again Rouge Allure L'extrait, just so that you know, because we have a lot of swatches here. Now we are moving on to the lipsticks, and right now on my lips I have the new Rouge Allure L'extrait in number, what was that, 812. And then right now we have Rouge Coco Bloom in number 116 Dream. It definitely feels, right after I start applying it on my lips, it feels like a lip balm. It feels a lot more emollient. And it's visibly a lot shinier compared to the new Rouge Allure L'extrait lipsticks. Then moving on to Shantakai's lipstick in Wisteria, and this one is a lot more sheer. I had to build up the color a lot so that you can see the color. But I love this lipstick. This is my favorite lipstick from Shantae. Next we're moving on to the YSL lipstick. Then we have the classic Rouge Allure lipstick from Chanel, and this one is 98 Coromandel. Okay, I closed the blind so that now you can have a more accurate color. And then finally we have the Rouge Allure Lac, and this one is number 64. Okay guys, so I think that was all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Now I'm going to try and edit and post this video as soon as I can, because the Camellia highlighter is very limited. I know that this edition is going to be very limited in different countries, and I suppose that is going to sell out quite quickly. So I want to give you the opportunity to see how it compares to the Peche Cosmique highlighter, and also I wanted to show you the Rouge Allure L'extrait lipsticks, because I know that a lot of you have been interested and a lot of you have been wondering how they compare to the Rouge Coco Bloom lipsticks. So I'm going to have links to other videos that could be useful for you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!